giving him a more
now
sane
that Trump is a wounded animal, this is the exact time when Merrick Garland should swoop in and indict him.
This is why he's announcing.
Well, that's exactly why he's announcing it. Already Merrick Garland is a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah.
He should have done that this morning before this guy announces.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it yet, which makes it now, it looks as though it's political, which is what Merrick Garland was trying to avoid.
Big Red's not happy, but she's proving exactly what she is. So once again, the View windbags give us something else to talk about because all they do is continue to spew their hate and racism. But this time, Behar is basically proven that she's the fascist because she's upset that the Attorney General Garland didn't swoop in and indict and arrest Trump before he announced his candidacy for the president. She cannot understand how that didn't happen. But now it looks political. No, the reason why Garland hasn't indicted or arrested Trump is because they don't have any reason to. They have nothing to arrest him on or charge him with. Although the View will want you to believe that the January 6th insurrection was way worse than the 2 years of BLM riots. They think that January 6th made the 2 years of BLM riots look like a little fist fight in the street. And that's their belief, and they'll continue to spew that. But that's not the only thing that she had to say. She basically thinks that Trump is asleep at the wheel and he has no support. So this is another clip of Big Red telling us what she really thinks about Trump's speech last night.
We, in the end, will win. Our country will win. We will win.
He looked like he was about to fall asleep, didn't he? It's like, we will win. We will win. Good thing my pillow guy was there to help him with his head. And by the way, the pillow guy was one of the bigger names in attendance. There were no GOP bigwigs there. The only one who was there was Madison Cawthorn, who's not even in office anymore.
Yes.
He showed up. It was so sad. My heart breaks for poor Donald. Not.
So according to her, he looked like he was falling asleep when he announced he was running. And there was nobody in the audience of any big name recognition other than his good friend, the My Pillow guy. And good thing he was there because he needed a pillow to lay his head on. This woman is so filled with ridiculous bullshit that she can't even help herself. They have nothing good to talk about because they believe that that speech last night looked like Trump was falling asleep. And this is what they call a president who's alert and on top of his game.
I'm told there are going to be 4 questioners, but I'm not going to do 10 questions from each questioner. All right? Let's just make that clear at the outset. I can't have trouble reading this. Reuters, Natanja Bose.
Every time Joe Biden speaks, he gets beat by a teleprompter. Every time he's at a podium, he looks like he's wandering off. Joe Biden is the one that fell asleep during a summit with other world leaders. Joe Biden is the one who was supposed to attend a dinner last evening at the G20 summit with world leaders, but he didn't make it. And the White House said because he didn't feel good, he was sick. Well, hasn't Joe Biden been sick his entire presidency? He's always coughing. He's always wiping his nose. He's had COVID twice after getting 5 jabs and being on the medication numerous times. But he couldn't make the dinner with world leaders because he wasn't feeling good. But Donald Trump was falling asleep when he was announcing his candidacy. And I'm not quite sure that I agree with Trump's decision. I think it's way too early, but I will say that if he happens to be the Republican nominee in 24, I will vote for him over any other Democrat. But They believe that Joe Biden is doing a great job. They believe our country is on the right track, even though he has to have cue cards with him every time he speaks. The cue cards have to tell him when to enter a room, when to sit, when to stand, what reporters he needs to call on with pre-selected questions, because he cannot answer questions from anyone in the pool of reporters because it's all mumbling lies. They have to have everything all ready for him, and he even screws that up. He couldn't even read the cue card picking the reporter that was handpicked for him. But this is a man that Big Red Behar and the rest of those windbags want to run again in 2024. They want to put that frail old man back in the White House for another 4 years, when most Democrats, I shouldn't say most, a lot of Democrats aren't even sure that they would support him because they know he's done nothing but fail. He's done nothing but destroy this country. As a matter of fact, one of his biggest supporters when he was running, and his former boss, Barack Obama, his wife, Michelle, when asked if she thinks that Biden should run again, this was her response.
Do you hope that President Biden will run again in 2024?
You know, I will have to see.
That coming from one of the most prominent Democrats out there, even though she's oppressed, her and Barack are oppressed. You know, they're hurting so bad in their $11 million mansion in Martha's Vineyard. But she doesn't even believe her good friend Joe should run again. She's not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. What are you waiting for? You know, and your husband knows, that Joe has failed. You know that he has destroyed this country. You know inflation is out of control. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a new miracle vitamin to be made and manufactured so they could stick a needle in his arm and prop him up and all of a sudden he's going to be young again? There's nothing to wait for. His time came and went long before he became president of the United States. He is all done. He was done when he was in the Senate for 40 years. He did nothing then, and he's doing nothing now, but they want to wait and see what happens. And the View windbags will continue their support, and they'll continue to bash anyone and everyone who chooses to jump into that race against Joe Biden, whether it Trump, whether it Ron DeSantis, whether it Nikki Haley, whether it any other prominent Republican. They will find something bad to talk about, and they will do what they do best: spew their hatred, spew their racism, to try to make people believe that a Democrat belongs in the White House and that Democrat should be Joe Biden. It's such bullshit. And I've said it before. I truly believe that the DNC pays these women to talk shit about the other political party, because they've never said anything good about a Republican, even when one of their co-hosts, Ana Navarro, is a Republican. And she thinks Ron DeSantis stole the governor's race in Florida. His landslide victory, him turning over blue counties. She doesn't think it was fair. She thinks it was a stolen election. So who's the election denier? I thought all the Republicans were election deniers, and she claims to be a Republican, but now she's saying she believes DeSantis stole the election. This is the kind of bullshit that they spew. Ana Navarro doesn't know if she's coming or going. She claims to be a Republican, but loves Joe Biden, and she loves everything the Democrats do. So it's all bullshit. And you notice they never show their audience. All you hear is the clapping and laughter. It's all a machine. It's all a recording. The last time I saw on The View where they showed the audience, they were all sitting separate and they were still wearing masks. They were still wearing masks. Why? Because Joy Behar is 80 something years old. She's a dinosaur. And all the other ones are afraid that somebody's going to breathe on them because they believe the Fauci syndrome is still out there. And they believe even though they had their miracle jabs, they could become sick. But they don't like Donald Trump. They said he was asleep when he was making his announcement, and they're going to stick by that. And I can't wait because there's so much time left. There's over 2 years left, and it's so early. They're going to come up with such scenarios that's going to want to make my head's going to explode listening to these women. But they always give you something to talk about, and that's why I love them so much, because they're so full of shit that everyone has to talk about it. I don't know who believes them. I know I don't, and I never will. But they honestly believe that Donald Trump is not the man for the job, although when he was president, the country was on the right track. They believe the inflation and high gas prices were because of Trump. They believe that Trump is the problem, that he's the reason our country is the way it is today. When the minute Joe Biden took office, everything started spiraling out of control. He can't control it. He doesn't know how to fix it. And all his inside circle, none of them know how to fix it. The Biden crime family needs to be stopped. And they need to be stopped in 2 years and put away. Go to your retirement homes. Go fishing. Go sit in a rocking chair. Go do something. Oh, and one other thing. Behar she said something that I found interesting. She thinks Matt Gaetz needs to be investigated, but she doesn't believe Hunter Biden should be investigated or being investigated for his Russian dealings, his China dealings, his Ukraine dealings, smoking crack with his late brother's wife, making videos of it, buying and smoking crack with prostitutes. That was all Russian disinformation. It was all Russian collusion, when we all know now that it was all fact and it's all true. But those women will never believe that, because in their eyes, our country is on the path to prosperity. We're on the path to success, and no other person could lead us in that direction but Joe Biden. So stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot more coming from the windbags, and I'm going to be happy to talk about it. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. Please share my videos with someone. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you real soon with something else. Have a great night.